Well, reason number one has to be the engine and the sound that it makes. Powered by the 340 brake horsepower S54 engine, originally found in the BMW M3 E46 generation. This car has a crazy amount of power, given that it is a naturally aspirated 6-cylinder engine. Even by today's standards, that is a lot of power to get. Journalists, owners and enthusiasts alike have said that the S54 engine found in these Z4Ms is one of the best to ever come from BMW's M division. And if you ask me, that is a pretty bold claim. So, how does the engine actually respond to my driving? Well, the main thing I want to say is that it is extremely responsive, and you've got sport mode here, which if you press that, makes the throttle even more responsive. And the power delivery is very, very nice and progressive and linear. We rev out all the way to 8,000 RPM here in the Z4M, and the power just becomes more and more apparent the higher and higher you go through the rev range. And that does mean it's a very addictive car to drive, and it just begs you to drive it fast. Now, if you did keep going all the way through the gears, which I can't because we'll be illegal pretty quickly, this car is limited to 155 miles per hour. Although they say if they took that limiter off, it would probably do in excess of 170. But I'm telling you, 70 miles an hour in this car feels like enough. Now, the Z4M isn't a light car, but it's not heavy either. It's weighing in just under 1,500 kilograms. So again, by modern standards, it is pretty light. And all of that power and the lightness, if you could call it that, means a 0 to 60 time of 5 seconds in this car, which, again, by the standards of the day, was pretty quick. And even today, it will keep up with most things. Let's move on a little bit more to the sound. It's been described by many before as a sort of metallic fizz, and to be honest, I literally think that is the perfect way to describe it. It is a metallic fizz, and it almost sounds as brutal as the way that it drives. Now, those of you that are paying close attention will have noticed that this is actually the soft-top roadster variant of the BMW Z4M, meaning that I can take the roof off, which presumably means I'll be able to hear that engine and that exhaust note even more prominently. So, at the click of a finger, the roof will be off and the noise should be better. Let's go. Like that! And would you just listen to this sound? Oh, it sounds so good. So good. So now that we've got the roof down, we've got sport mode on, the car is properly warmed up and we can really enjoy it. That brings me on to the next reason you should buy one of these cars, which is just the whole way it drives. Now, let's face it, if you're in the market for something like this, you're probably going to be quite interested in how it drives, and this thing just feels so well put together. You've got a absolutely massive and chunky M steering wheel, which I can really actually struggle at points to grasp onto. You've got these really huggy sports seats which do keep you nicely pinned in round the corners, which is very useful. And this M is set up with firmer suspension, very grabby brakes, and a limited slip differential. So all in all, it handles fantastically. The steering on these cars as well is back to a hydraulic rack, which does give you a bit more steering feel. And actually, as an owner of a 3-litre Z4, it feels a lot more responsive than that. However, as well as the fantastic performance from this unbelievable engine, the amazing sound, and just the general way that it feels, the handling especially, there are actually a few sensible reasons why I think you should buy one of these Z4Ms. So let's pull over somewhere nice and we can talk a little bit more about those.
So you may be wondering how on earth the Z4M can be a sensible car to buy. Well, my main reasoning for this is that these cars have become somewhat of a good investment. Most of you will know that BMW also made the Z4M in a coupe variant. However, combining the coupe's production numbers with the Roadsters, there was still only just 10,000 Z4Ms produced worldwide, which certainly sets it apart in rarity at least from the 986 or 987 Porsche Boxster, for example. Couple this with the fact that you really just can't buy anything new like this anymore, a 6-speed manual, naturally aspirated 2-seater sports car without a load of distracting gadgets and safety features, and it begins to appear more of an attractive proposition. Having watched the values of these Z4Ms over the past 18 months or so, they have begun to settle and in some cases even appreciate. A good example of a coupe will set you back around £15,000 or more, and a Roadster anywhere above £12,000. Yet if you're happy to compromise on mileage, however, you can find examples for even less, and I would say at those prices, these cars are still an absolute bargain. But for me, the main reason you should consider one of these cars is quite simply because of how it drives.
You've enjoyed the video first and foremost. I have quite clearly had a fantastic time making this video, so please do leave it a thumbs up if you did. But I think those couple of things that I've mentioned in today's video do for me make it seem like quite a good idea to buy one of these Z4Ms. If I had the money sitting around, I would. So yeah, I hope you can see why I think you should buy a BMW Z4M. If you've got any questions at all or any comments you'd like to add, please do go ahead and type them below, as I will get back to you, and I just find it interesting hearing everyone's opinions. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I will see you very soon.